The planes may be heading back into the sky, but there's still a lot of talking to be done between Qantas and the unions. The ruling by Fair Work Australia means that both sides now have 21 days to reach a settlement. Professor Ron McCallum from the University of Sydney is an expert in industrial relations law, and he says if both sides can't reach an agreement, then an agreement will be reached for them.
If after 21 days an agreement is not reached, then Fair Work Australia is required to arbitrate a settlement called a workplace determination.
And what does that mean?
It means that Fair Work Australia will impose a settlement on the parties, but that settlement is confined by the Fair Work Act, section 275 to be exact. Fair Work Australia will have to take into account in the settlement the ability of the airline to improve its productivity, the activities of both parties in bargaining, and the public interest. I think that will give Qantas a victory.
So does Fair Work Australia have the power to stop Qantas putting its strategic plan of moving jobs offshore and cutting costs into action?
I don't think it really can have that power. It's required to allow businesses to run their businesses. It can give job security to current employees, but I don't think it can prevent Qantas from contracting out services and from moving services. It would be a very brave arbitrator that tried to step across that line.
Would the unions claim some ground if a deal isn't reached in 21 days and it comes to Fair Work Australia to decide the outcome? Might the unions win some concessions?
I've no doubt they'll win some concessions for job security for existing employees, and they may win concessions that Qantas will be required to consult before moving jobs offshore, but consultation of itself will not prevent the movement of jobs.
And in taking the action that it took at the weekend, would Qantas have worked out how the game would unfold? Would they have seen that or hoped that the government would call in Fair Work Australia and that then Fair Work Australia would be likely to hand it victory?
Absolutely. Once Qantas had grounded the aircraft with no notice to the public, what alternative was the government going to do? It couldn't sit on its hands. It had to apply. Once the matter came before Fair Work Australia, what was Fair Work Australia going to do? So we won't order people back instantly. We'll only suspend industrial action. Fair Work Australia's hands were pretty much tied. Qantas played the game to the utmost in a fairly ruthless manner to win.
Professor Ron McCallum, thank you.
Thank you very much.